okay? You seem jumpy.
Well, that's why I'm having a beer. Mom says you can have one beer and one cigarette, but if you have both, then don't bother coming home.
Willard, come on, what's up? You finally go out on a date with Rusty.
Whoa. Is this a date? You told me let's go for a ride, and you told Ariel to invite Rusty. It's more like I'm on a date with you.
And you look so handsome tonight.
Thanks, but you see the thing is,
Yeah?
okay, just between you and me,
Willard, just tell me.
I can't do it.
Oh, it. You can't do it.
No, sir.
Well, that's okay, Willard. It's only the first date.
Yeah.
Even in Chicago, some people don't do it on the first date.
Really?
I swear.
Oh, well then that makes me feel a whole lot better.
Great, then let's dance.
Well, what dance? What the hell do you think I've been talking about?
Well, when you said you couldn't do it, I thought you meant.
What? Oh. Hell, any idiot could do that. I can't do this.
I don't know what that is, man.
I can't dance.
Did you hear that? Your boyfriend said he can't dance.
Come on, give the guy a break.
What, that ain't natural?
Yes, it is. It's like riding a bike or falling off a wall.
It's as easy as learning to swim.
I can't swim.
What do you say we do in the pool? Sorry. Your boyfriend.
You had no idea. None.
Take you in his arms and sleep your feet?
Not yet.
And he never whisper sweet nothings in your ear?
No, but that's not how it is with me and Willard. No, really, he has lots of hidden talents. Just look at him.
You were saying.
My baby, he don't talk me. He ain't got much to say. But he loves me, loves me. I know that he loves me anyway. And maybe he don't dress fine, I don't really mind. What he does so well. I just wanna yell at him goodbye. Let's get it right. Let's hear from my baby. So you gotta understand. Whoa, maybe he's no Romeo. He's my loving one-man show. Whoa, let's hear it from the back.
Ariel. 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 Ariel.
She's not here, Chuck.
Oh, Mrs. Moore.
Did I scare you?
Not at all. Did you tell Ariel that?
Yes, Chuck. I've told her every time you
Thanks.
called.
I guess she's busy and all.
Mm-hmm. She and the girls went over to Wendy Joe's to study.
Really? I was just at Wendy Joe's. She said she left hours ago with Rusty. So I don't know how you want to explain that.
Who is it by? Mr. Cranston.
Good evening, Reverend. I was just looking for Ariel.
It's a bit late, Mr. Cranston.
Yes, sir. That's why I'm surprised she's not home.
So am I. Good night, Mr. Cranston. Please remember next time, you have a front door for guests.
Yes, sir.
So where is she?
She told me she was going to Wendy Joe's. And don't bother calling because she's not there.
Well, did you know this?
No, I did not.
So how does it feel, Vi, knowing that she's lying to you now?
I'm not saying anything until I hear an explanation from her.
Well, it was frightening enough when she was off with Chuck Cranston. Now she's out in the middle of the night with that punk who's campaigning to challenge me and the entire town council. So how long can you keep defending her?
I'm not defending her. We're not on opposite sides here, are we? Or are we?
Where were you?
Rusty, Wendy Joe, and we were
Don't even bother.
We know you weren't at Wendy Joe's.
I can't believe you guys were checking up on me.
Sweetie, how do we know you're not sick or
We're
hurt?
concerned for your well-being.
Then how come, whenever I'm at home, you're not concerned about what I'm thinking or what I feel, but the minute that I walk out that door, wham, you are suddenly a concerned parent.
Shaw, she doesn't mean
Stop
that.
taking her side. She has to start speaking for herself.
I don't know what good that would do. You don't listen to me any more than you listen to her.
Shaw!
I haven't hit anyone before.
I know.
We're losing her Vi. She's become willful and obstinate.
Like her father?
I'm her spiritual guardian.
You used to be her friend.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what to do anymore.
Yes, you do. Can you find it in your heart to forgive her? Can you stop and see there's part of her that's trying to obey, while part of her is dying to run away? Can't you hear what she's trying to say? Can you find it in your soul to accept her? If she stumbles on your holy path, do you have to reprimand? Or are there ways to make her understand without using the back of your hand? Can't you remember when we were that age, pumped up with promise and wrestling with rage? Can't you remember when we were a family back then? Could we be one again?
We are a family.
No. The accident changed everything. Ever since Bobby's death, you make impossible demands on Ariel.
I haven't confused Ariel's behavior with my son's death.
He was my son, too! Shaw, it's 21 years I've been a minister's wife. And after all that time, I still think you're a wonderful preacher. You can lift a congregation so high they have to look down to see heaven. It's the one-on-one where you need a little work.
Thought at least you believed in me.
I never stopped. Does it ever cross your mind that I miss you? Is there any chance we'll find the joy that we shared at the start? Can you remember what you felt before that feeling fell apart? Can you find it in your heart? Have you lost my love somewhere far behind? Or can you find your heart.
Oh my God. Ren, all we're saying is you're gonna be facing Reverend Moore. So don't mumble. Okay? Now go on, take that last part one more time.
Members of the council, dancing is not a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since the dawn of time, okay? Everybody had the right to howl at the moon and to move all night.
Move all night.
When folks were tribal back before the Bible, they were liable to dance in the grass. They built out the stocks when the earth would spin, or maybe they had a battle to win, so they were dumping on a tree trunk. Moving to the foot bar. And just like that, ain't nothing flat. There'd be hands clapping, toes clapping, feet flapping, dogs yapping. Told you that would happen. They would dance. Anytime they had the chance, whatever the system or circumstance, they found a reason to throw a party in the place. Let's do it like this, dance, 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 dance.
You said party in your pants.
I don't get it. Oh wait, that's pretty funny, I get it. Alright guys, cool it. Ren, we're not saying that your speech is bad. It's just no good.
And what am I supposed to say? I've rewritten it 9 times.
Here's the thing. You're gonna be facing Reverend Moore and some of the most stubborn people in town.
Yeah, folks are picking sides.
And they're not picking yours.
And who am I kidding? This whole thing has gotten way out of hand. Maybe I ought to forget it.
Hold on there, little buddy. We don't mean to discourage you.
After all the posters we painted, all the flyers you passed out.
Everybody at school is climbing the wall.
Yeah.
So hang in there. You just gotta rethink your approach. It's just like Mama always says. Oh, come on. Give me 1 second. That's it. Everything I ever learned gets me through the worst. I learned at my mama's knee. Anytime I'm turned around, I turn to Mama first. And you'd be wise to memorize what Mama says to me. Now, Mama ain't been wrong yet. Now I'm living proof. Mama says don't use a toaster while standing in the shower. Now who can argue with that? Mama says don't hold your breath longer than an hour. The woman knows where it's at. Mama says it doesn't matter if you're a king or you're a clown. Once you drive up a mountain, you can't back down. Now, Ren, you haven't yet had the pleasure of meeting my mama, but these boys here have, so come on, give me a hand. Don't drink hot coffee, lying down in bed. Don't even give it a thought.
It's a mess, Mama says.
Never eat anything that's bigger than your head. Is she a whiz or what? The Mama says it doesn't matter if you're a king or you're a clown. Once you rise up a mountain, you can't back down. Oh, once you rise up a mountain, lot of sense if you know how to listen. She's clear and concise.
She's concise.
When Daddy says I love her son, but she's got mama's missing. So I say, hey, it's free advice. And what you expect at that price?
Mama said.
What you believe in is all you know. I believe that she's right.
Mama said.
If you've got doubts, then boy, you're not alone. Just means you're ready to fight. Mama says it doesn't matter if you drive a hard bargain or drive around town. Once you drive up a mountain, you can't back down. Once you drive up the mountain, you can't back down. Don't make me say it again.
Push that.
Don't buy a chandelier unless you got a ceiling. I don't know what that's all about. Mama says, don't chew on tinfoil unless you like that feeling. Somehow she figured that out. Mama says it doesn't matter if you're a king or you're a clown. Once you drive up a mountain, remember, boy, everyone's counting on you. Once you drive up a mountain, you can't back down. That's Mama.
Chuck and Aaron got into a huge fight. Tell Peter up. She might have a blackout.
Hey, let's go, boys. Let's get Chuck right now.
Stop. I've already caused enough trouble and can't let him talk anymore.
Chuck's been on a tear ever since our little field trip to the barbecue palace.
Yep. He ordered me not to see him anymore. And I told him I see who I like, and then he just started swinging.
Let me look at that eye.
I'm just so mad at myself. I don't know why I was with him in the first place.
Maybe you should see a doctor.
No. Fine.
You want me to call your folks?
No, Willard. I just want to be alone, okay?
Let's go, guys. Come on.
Do you want some company?
No. Yes.
You sure? I mean, I won't take it personally.
Shh. Do you hear that?
What?
Come on.
What? Where are we going?
Come on.
It's a free fall into the river from up here. Are you out of your mind?
You noticed.
When I was like 40 feet above the water?
But look around. Up here I can pretend I'm halfway to heaven. I listen to the river, and look what happens.
This place is covered with graffiti.
It's not graffiti. It's poetry. I call this place my diary.
You climb all the way up here and write poems.
Yep. They're all dedicated to Bobby.
Bobby, who's Bobby?
My brother.
You never told me you have a brother.
Has a brother. He was one of the 4 kids who went for Tony Bridge.
I'm so sorry.
Yep, one of the 4 young people who held the promise of Beaumont's brightest future.
Why didn't I know about this?
We don't talk about it. And once Daddy decided this town needed saving, he never mentioned Bobby again.
I'll bet you miss him all the time.
Yeah, well, I try not to think about it.
That never works. I'll bet you think about it all the time.
How do you know that?
I study you.
Oh, really? And what do you see?
Somebody who's smart,
Thank you.
maybe a little bit angry,
Maybe a lot.
and somebody who's sad. I've always wondered where that came from.
Well, now you know.
What?
Nothing. It's just, I never thought that anybody ever stopped. Truly look at me.
Oh no? You're in my mind 24 hours a day. face the nights alone. Well, how could I have known that all my life I only needed you?
Oh, almost paradise. We're knocking on heaven's door. Almost paradise. How could we ask for more?
I swear that I can see forever in your eyes. Paradise.
You are the person that makes me forget everything that's wrong about my life.
There are some things I'd like to forget.
Like what?
Like this battle I'm causing in Beaumont. And I still don't know what I'm going to say to the town council.
That reminds me. You are going to need this.
The Holy Bible.
Yep. Marked on pages.
Where'd you learn how to find all these passages?
You're kidding me, right?
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
I thought that perfect love was hard to find. I'd almost given up. You must have read my mind.
And all those dreams I've saved for a rainy day, they're finally coming true. I share them all with you, 'cause now we hold the future in our hands.
Whoa, almost paradise. We're knocking on heaven's door. Almost paradise. How could we ask for more? I swear that I can see forever in your eyes. Paradise.
And in your arms, salvation's not so far away.
Getting closer, closer every day. Almost paradise. We're knocking on heaven's door. Almost paradise. How could we ask for more? I swear that I can see forever in your eyes. Paradise. Paradise. Paradise.
And so it was unanimously decided that the price of a dog license would go from $3.50 to $4.25. A licensed pet is a happy pet. Now that takes care of old business.
Thank you, Lulu. Now, let's consider new business. Before we begin, I would like to remind all our young people who have joined us here this evening that this meeting is convened to consider official town business. Disturbances will not be tolerated. The floor is now open. Yes.
My name is Ray McCormick, and on behalf of most of the senior class of Beaumont High, I move that the local ordinance 416, the law against public dancing within the Beaumont town limits, be abolished.
Shooter 385 Cloverdale Drive would like to second that motion. Thank you.
Eleanor, may I have the floor, please?
Certainly, Reverend.
Mr. McCormick, you wish to change our laws. You can throw a dance. That is your right. But it is my duty to challenge any enterprise which, in my experience, fosters the use of liquor, the abuse of drugs, and most importantly, celebrates spiritual corruption. And I think you'll find that most people in this community agree with me.
Got that right?
Now, if anyone can convince me that there's no danger in your raucous party plans, then I may reconsider my stand. But for now, I can't condone it.
I believe that a vote is in order. Will all those in favor...
Excuse me, isn't there any kind of discussion?
Just a minute, man.
Discussion's closed.
You're out of order, young man.
And it's crazy if you think you
Roger! Roger, sit down. I believe that Mr. McCormick has a right to be heard.
I just wanted to say a few words about this idea because I think that it scares a lot of people. It shouldn't. From the oldest times, people danced for many reasons. They danced so that their crops would be plentiful, or so that their hunt would be good. They danced to show their community spirit, and they danced to celebrate. And that is the dancing that we're talking about.
Mr.
And aren't
McCormick, we don't...
Excuse me, Reverend. Aren't we told in Psalm 149, praise ye the Lord. Sing unto the Lord a new song. Let them praise his name in the dance. It was King David, who we read about in Samuel. And what did David do? What did David do? What did David do? David danced before the Lord with all his might, leaping and dancing before the Lord. Leaping and dancing. Ecclesiastes assures us there's a time to every purpose under heaven. Time to laugh, time to weep. It's a time to mourn. And there is a time to dance. And there was a time for this law, but not anymore. And this is our time. Our time to celebrate life. That's the way it was in the beginning. That's the way it's always been. And that's the way it should be now. Thank you.
Order! There is a motion on the floor to repeal Local Ordinance 416. How does the council vote?
No. No.
No.
No.
The motion is defeated, and I believe this meeting is adjourned.
Friends, up till now, I've been real proud about keeping my opinions to myself. But honey, if I don't say something, I'm gonna bust.
What's there to say? I lost. Council voted, and I lost.
Sweetie, you never had a prayer.
That's not funny, Mom.
Ren, when you got to the part about leaping and laughing and weeping and dancing, which I loved, don't get me wrong, I was watching the faces of the town council. I promise you, Shaw Moore had those votes locked up before he walked in here tonight.
You think you told him how to vote?
You can still sound shocked. I love that about you.
But he's a man of God.
He's a man and you were railroaded.
Damn, that pisses me off.
Good. Now listen. Reverend Moore said he would reconsider only if someone could convince him that there's no danger in your raucous party plan.
Raucous party plans? Do you believe these people? I mean, you try... What?
Make him reconsider.
Me?
You.
And him?
Yep.
When?
Now.
But,
Friend,
Mom.
stop. Until you do, you'll never make peace with that man or this town.
I didn't convince him in here.
He wasn't listening in here. Make him listen.
What can I say I haven't already said? I read my speech, I thumped my Bible.
You did everything but speak from your heart.
Reverend Moore is a really smart man.
So are you.
He's stubborn.
And you're not. Look, I'd love to stay and watch, but I have to go home and hose down your aunt and uncle.
I love you, Mom.
You have no choice. Now go.
Reverend?
Mr. McCormick, it's late.
Really? I'm not awake. I have a question.
I couldn't wait until morning.
Question. Reverend, before tonight's meeting, did you tell the council how to vote?
We discussed the issue, of course.
But did you tell them how to vote?
Ren, this is more than just a question of dance.
Did you? Reverend, I understand what this town has been through.
I don't think you do. Because if you did, you wouldn't have provoked your classmates to reopen the wounds we've already healed.
Those wounds are not healed. If they were, people wouldn't be glaring at me on the street or snubbing my mom at the market. They wouldn't be boycotting my uncle's business, and you wouldn't be fixing the vote on the town council.
I thought it was time to put an end to this nonsense.
Nonsense? All I say is who's up for little dancing, and the only thing people here can think about is the Batani Bridge and 4 kids.
Mr. McCormick?
And I know your son was one of them. And I am sorry for your loss, I truly am. But honoring their memory by shutting out the world isn't working.
And I'm sure you have all the answers.
I didn't say
And you're going to set me straight.
No,
How can you presume to know what I've been through? You don't have a clue. Good night, Mr. McCormick. Mr. McCormick, I would just like to be alone.
Sir, you already are. We both are. You and me, we both lost somebody. Even though people say they understand, they don't really. I bet you stop 100 times a day and wonder why. I do. I wonder, why'd my dad leave? Was it something I did? Something I didn't do? If I made him stay, maybe I could bring him back. But I can't. But I don't have to tell you. You know what that's like.
I do.
So I guess I came to town frustrated and angry. And it felt really good to kick up a fuss. And I know it got people upset, and I'm sorry for that. I'm just trying to move on because I'm so tired of looking back. And I can't stand still.
I've noticed.
Okay, look, I'm gonna go. And I know you're gonna do what you've got to do about the dance and all, but thanks for listening.
Bren? I'm sorry your father won't ever get to know you.
Thanks.
Daddy?
Oh, Ariel. I didn't hear you come down.
Yeah, well, I heard voices.
That was your friend Ren. He asks a lot of questions.
What did you tell him?
For once, I had very little to say. I think I'm running out of answers.
Daddy, I know it's hard for you. And I know I haven't made it any easier. It's just I don't know if I believe in all the same things that you believe in. But I know I believe in you. Now get some sleep because you have a big sermon in the morning.
If I can figure out what to say.
You go.
When souls come to me for protection, I guide them whatever the cost. But while I've been giving direction, maybe it's me who got lost. Heaven, help me find my way now. Open up my heart again. Help me find the words to say now. Heaven, help me. Oh, heaven, help me. I'm standing before you this morning with a very troubled heart. My friends, as your minister, I should be helping you find the joy in your lives. Last night, I realized that I haven't been doing that. After all, we all remember that terrible night 5 years ago when the lives of 4 young people ended on the Patani Bridge. Everyone in this community lost someone that night. A child, a neighbor, a friend. Vi and I, we lost our son. Ariel lost her brother. Somehow I got into my head that my pain was the deepest and that my loss was the greatest. But last night, someone much younger than me made me realize just how tightly I'd been holding on to that memory. A memory that has weighed me down as surely as a great stone. And in that moment, I did something I haven't done in a very long time. I released that burden. It was terrifying, but it was exhilarating. This morning, I offer you all the same opportunity. The senior class of Beaumont High School has asked permission to throw a dance. Ren, I think that just might be a good idea. Now please join me in asking the Lord to guide and protect our children.
Thank you, Lord.
We're out of here. Travis, Kyle, let's go! Losers.
Alright, Rusty. Here's the deal. I'll throw a clean sheet over the front of the pickup so we don't end up smelling like dogs. And Daddy's suit kind of fits. I could probably just roll up a pair of legs of duct tape.
I love where this is going.
And Mama whip up one of those, a croissant.
A corsage.
Oh yeah, one of them.
You're painting a picture for me, aren't you? I see a rusty truck that smells bad, a taped up blue suit, and me wearing a corsage made out of God knows what.
What do you think?
Is there some place in there for a dance?
Yes, ma'am. You wanna?
Willard, I would love to.
Don't even think about it.
Let's see there.
Shaw, you did a good thing this morning.
I'm just not sure it was the right thing.
I think it comes close. I've missed you. I've missed us.
I hope you never doubt that I love you. If that's hard to figure out sometimes, well then, I apologize. But you are dearer to my life than you could ever realize. If I try to make amends, can you teach me how to start? Can you find it in your heart?
Shaw, us dancing.
I rented my tux,
But hours, and on the 23rd try, I finally tied my tie.
I got this feeling that time will long holding me down.
Been feeling so strange that I think I'll change. I know how she feels. It's what happens when you wear heels. Let's hit the